George, fantastic job. Good job. Really enjoyed reading what you had there. It was like 4 pages or something, but that was no big deal because it was really good writing. Inspired me to be better. As I went through in the Word document, I just want to say, I enjoyed how you started it out. It reminded me of the examples that we read about the Vanity Fair article that Ned Zellman wrote with the Grizzly Man that was offered to us, as far as how they told his story about the viewpoint of a bear. In this one, you kind of hide the protagonist, hero, person being profiled named Sherry Knight. So that was very cool. I think it was like one, two, three, four, five, six sentence. You start to mention her. So good stuff. Just kind of going to go chronologically here and give you compliments. uh, Again, just the dialogue was excellent. It read like a short story or a book of fiction. It wasn't sort of like, yeah, I help bad kids, she said, but they're really not that bad, she said. It was all seamless, and it made didn't really make me seem like I was reading dialogue, and it made me seem like I was actually maybe having an eavesdrop conversation with this individual. So good job with that. Status details, great stuff. She carries a see-through plastic backpack. Okay, yeah, that tells us, hey, everything's got to be visible in these prison environments, so that makes sense. You tell us her height is a big deal. The detention officer is a foot taller and probably 100 pounds heavier, so it probably is good there. You don't really need to give us exact weight, so that's excellent. I'm not going to tell you everything I said in the Word document just because there's no really point in repeating myself, and that's not going to help you as much. Also, you say tell us where she grew up, Ponca City. Um, so that tells us a lot about her. You tell us about her dad flipping burgers at Sonic, and kind of gave her a never say die attitude. You're kind of a not never say die, but more of a entrepreneurial sort of tough spirit. And I think she has that as well. But you don't really say that maybe she got that from her dad. So maybe we're supposed to infer that. I don't know. Maybe you could mention that. Um, you kind of infer that she'd been given a hard time a little bit, and probably rightly so. But maybe in this instance, we can say that she. Maybe we could talk about some of the things that maybe there's a side to her that's not so perfect. I mean, she's a pretty great person, don't get me wrong, but maybe we could talk about some of the things that aren't so great about her. Your transitions are just awesome. She went anyway. Right after my father didn't see any reason for me to go to college. She went anyway. Just a very smooth piece. Majority of students book English as a second language, if at all, on page 3. The choice seemed obvious. The suburban school sounded easy, and easy means boring. Great transition. And you characterize both the settings and the people, which is excellent. Another great thing that you do is you give us background info from other sources that tell us a lot about the character. The Reverend Mike Hardegrove, case in point, excellent job there. Um, and you actually can use quotes as like transitional paragraphs, which just shows excellent writing. And that was one thing that the readings mentioned with David Remnick mentioned, that when he's kind of stuck, he kind of goes to his background sources to get more material on these folks. And then just the ending is really solid as far as you're giving something back to these people that are serving life sentences and things like that. So that just, I mean, you end the characterization with going inside her, basically like her ethos. So it's pretty well done. I did include a couple of things. I think the only thing is if there would be a chink in her character, try to mention that. Try to find something. I hate to be negative, but something that's not so positive about her, because everything that we're seeing here is pretty darn good. So see you, buddy. Good job.